Join us on a transformative journey of self-discovery, redemption, and faith in Stephanie M. Seaton's The Woman at the Well. This compelling composition underscores the enduring presence of the Lord's boundless love and grace, offering forgiveness and transformation. Don't miss your opportunity to discover a path to wholeness, forgiveness, and eternal love. Get your copy on Amazon.com today.
Thank you for tuning in. A live stream new episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show will be starting soon. With your host, minister, and author Stephanie M. Seaton.
Hello, and welcome to the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. We are so happy and honored to be here again tonight with another amazing episode. Tonight, I've got my friend here, Miss Lakisha Boyd.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. She's been on several of the other interviews and open discussions that we've had. And so tonight is her night. She is going to be talking to us tonight about her new book that she has coming up. And it happens to be on the Stephanie M. Seaton Arthur Publishing brand. And she is the queen of travel. What'd you say?
I'm excited.
I know, I'm excited for you. And she is also going to be talking tonight about her amazing travel company, Boyd Travel Destination. So Boyd's Travel Destination has several big trips coming up, and she's going to be talking to you about how you can get involved with those trips. They're going to be group trips, which makes it, if you are single or if you just, usually traveling by yourself, or maybe you're not traveling because you don't have anybody to travel with. She's got Greece coming up, Bali, and what's the third location?
Alaska cruise.
So listen, these are some amazing opportunities. She'll tell us about those here in just a moment. And she's got some different options as far as the financial part as well. So we'll kind of get into that here in just a moment. But Keisha, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you tonight. Has it been a good day for you today?
It has. It's been a busy week.
Yeah, trust me. Very good. So you know what the signature question is to kick things off.
Yeah. Yes.
So I will ask you the signature question, my friend. Who is Lakisha Boyd? Please tell us.
Yeah, so it's been a journey. Just learning myself. That's been a journey. I've been through a lot. I had to get to love myself, learn myself along the way. So as a person, I'm really I have a good heart, soft heart, and I try to, sometimes it's too big, but I try to just be the best person that I can be. That's an ever changing process, ever
Yeah.
growing process. So I'm still growing, still maturing. But I absolutely I love being a mom. I love being an entrepreneur, and business has just been in a lot of chapters of my life. So as much as
Yeah.
I can remember, business has been a part of my life. So I can say I'm a mom first. Well, I'm a child of God first. I'll put that in order.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a mom
Yeah.
and I'm a businesswoman, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
still on the journey of loving myself, and just helping other people and other women, other business leaders along the way. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
I think that's beautiful. A lot of the women that I have been talking to, and even some guys as well. Not really as many guys as women, but
Hmm.
everybody has kind of been saying the same thing along the lines of this self care and self love.
Hmm.
I think that is so beautiful that more
Yeah.
people are now talking more about self care and self love. Because I
Hmm.
mean, how can we give out something we're not even giving to ourselves?
Exactly.
Um, we were
Exactly.
talking, I had a discussion the other night, and we were talking about how a lot of us give until we're just empty, Keisha. And then
Hmm.
it's just like we a lot of times after we give until we're empty, we don't have anybody to pour back into us. And
Exactly.
so one of the things that I'm really excited about that you're doing, well, I'm excited about a lot of things you're doing, but I'm really excited about you telling your story in this book.
Yes.
I'm really excited about you telling the story, your story in this book. I've become a little bit obsessed with writing,
Hmm.
but like I told you, it's therapy. It is.
Yeah.
Are you finding it to be therapy?
Yeah, it's been a sense of freedom. I've held on to
Yeah,
my story for so long, just
yeah,
because I felt embarrassed or I felt like it didn't matter, it wasn't as
yeah,
impactful as the next person. But I had to realize that God's purpose in my life and his glory was the main reason why I needed to
yeah,
be obedient in this process.
yeah,
So just prioritizing and being obedient to God, knowing that he didn't my story is meant for somebody, and it's not what I think about it, it's what who he can deliver through my story, right?
Woo, praise him, praise him, praise him. Yes, ma'am. I'm very proud of you. We talked about this a little while back. And so I'm very proud of you because it takes courage to be able to be open and vulnerable and
Hmm.
transparent,
Yes.
and to tell your story. Um, and I salute you for that because it can be challenging. But my hope and prayer was that you would find it to be therapy and healing to be able to tell the story of the characters in the book. And what did I tell you about telling the story of the character? Be what?
Be true to the characters.
Be true to the character, because that
Yeah.
was the biggest struggle. That was the biggest struggle that I had. And
Hmm.
so for anybody watching, I strongly encourage you, if you've never thought about writing, I strongly encourage you to write, not just because I want to publish you, but
Hmm.
because because it really is therapeutic. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get to tell the story, whether it be about your adult self or the
Hmm.
version of, if you're, for example, if things happen to you in your childhood and as a child you didn't have a voice,
Hmm.
or your voice was closed, or for whatever the case, and now
Yeah.
as an adult you have the opportunity to be that voice, to tell that story for that younger version of yourself.
Exactly.
Owe it to tell it truthfully, to tell it openly and unapologetic. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And so, for so many people that write, a lot of times we get stuck trying to worry about, well, what this person's going to think and what that
Hmm.
person's going to think. And at the end of the day, it's about that character, it's about that story, and it's about being true to that. So I'm so proud of you again. I really am. And I can't wait
Thank
to read it.
Thank you. You'll be getting it soon.
Yes, I cannot wait to read it. And she'll be having plenty of marketing going up and letting you know where it's available. And um, it'll just be an amazing thing. And then, of course, a book tour. Got to do a book tour
Oh
to
yeah.
kick things off. And so it's going to be exciting. I know you've got a lot going on. Tell me what you got going on with Board's Travel Destinations, because I know just
Yeah.
see you quite a bit on the weekends, with all the events. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have those group trips coming up. So kind of tell us a little bit about, well, first tell me how you got started. Tell me about how you got
Okay.
started.
So I got started with Boys Travel Destinations just because it was birthed out of my passion. I really did love
Okay.
traveling. I loved cruising, any kind of traveling. I was ready. I was packing my bags, ready to go. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I think I really love beauty. That's my first passion. The skincare, the facials and stuff. I That was my foundation. But the travel is my second passion. I said, you know what? I think it was time. I got to a place in my life where my son had graduated from high school, and I had the freedom.
Yeah.
I have no small kids. I have a 20-year-old son, so I said, you know what? It's time for me to get my time in, right?
Yeah. You time.
So that's kind of how it was. I found a great opportunity with my host agency, Archer Evolution Travel, and I signed up and didn't look back. I just created a vision. I prayed about the vision. I knew
Yeah.
I wanted a team. I knew I wanted to be able to do group trips, because like you said, people don't sometimes they don't have nobody to travel with, or
Yeah. Yeah.
they just want to be able to explore with a group of people, especially when you're going international. So,
Yeah.
and I like the big money. I like to be able to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know what my situation need, and I was like, you know what? Let me really not only just think about myself, of traveling, and hitting those seven continents. I want to be able to take some people with me. I know that God
Yeah.
opened up a door. He knew that was on my heart to be able to do some international traveling. So I not only thought of myself, but I just thought of others. And I'm like, look, if I can take some people with me, and we can develop some friendships, and we can develop some lifetime experiences together, then that's what I want it to be about. So
I
that's
think
how I
that's
got
amazing.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Group trips. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to
Right.
you don't have to think twice like who's going back. And you know that everybody, that's going on a trip, internationally wants to go. So they're going to
Yeah.
make the most of it. You
Exactly.
don't pay money to go internationally to be stuck in a room.
Mm-mm. No.
That's not what
make
you do.
make
So,
everything count, right?
yeah, yeah, you're going to try to do everything there is to do. So, tell me a
Yes.
little bit about the Greece trip. I want to know a little
Okay.
bit. I thought the pictures were just beautiful. I mean, oh my God, the pictures of the water. I'm just like, now that's blue water. That's really blue water. Everything, the colors
Yes.
on those pictures just popped out. So tell me what are you looking forward to on the Greece trip?
Well, Greece is just a stunning, beautiful place. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Greece. I really wanted to go to Israel, but they're right next door, so I'm going to be able to go to both. But I,
Okay,
I just
okay,
really, yeah, I really wanted to just. It's not. It's one thing about seeing Greece in a magazine and seeing it, Santorini, and it's
yeah,
another thing about making this thing happen. I'm a
right,
person, if you know me, you know me well, I'm about bringing
yeah,
things to reality. I'm not going to
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
it. I'm going to be about it.
You're gonna be about
So
it.
that's just my personality. Let's be about it. Let's not
You're gonna
talk
be
about it.
about
Let's
it.
not dream about it.
Yes, yes.
So I
Hey,
just, I just, yeah.
like the title of your book, sis, be your entrepreneurial self. You
So
are
be
you
yourself.
are a true entrepreneur because I mean you've had multiple businesses and that's
Mm-mm,
a good thing. People who have vision and you don't just sit on the vision, but you actually
mm-mm.
put your feet to the work. So I'm just so happy for you. But yeah,
Yes.
oh Greece, Israel. Oh yeah, that would be nice.
It's about execution. I think too many people let their life pass them by, and
Yeah,
they have dreams in their heart and goals on their vision board, but it's about now how we execute it. How do we
yeah,
execute those dreams and those visions to bring them to pass? And that's what
yeah,
I really prayed about. That I'm like, God, I just don't want to be a woman that talk about things and dream about it. I want to make it happen, and I want you to help me make it happen. So he's just connecting me
yeah,
to the right people. He's connecting me to the right
yeah,
resources, and just execution is everything. So
yeah,
I hope this just be a door to many. I want to get some
Yeah.
people back to the motherland, back to Africa, back to go
Oh,
to Italy. I want to do some
yeah.
more trips, of course, but
Boat
this is
trips.
just
Yeah.
one door, and it's going to be many more. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think that will be really fun. And then Bali. Is that in
mm.
Indonesia? Where is Bali?
Bali is Indonesia. That has
Okay, that's what I
been,
was thinking.
I've gotten more response from Bali. I was just kind of blown away. We have 8 people
Really?
now booked, deposit
For
paid,
Bali.
booked. So I know Bali is going to be just an amazing experience. I'm ready to ride an
Success. Yeah,
elephant.
they're all going
Okay.
to be. They are all going to be a successful bookings for you, and
Yeah.
we're going to speak that now. They're going to all be
Yes.
successful bookings. So, which one are you looking forward to the most, Bali or Greece?
Um, my heart wants Greece,
Okay.
but it's been challenging. I haven't gotten the response that I've gotten from Bali. I'm staying
Okay.
positive. The Lord, in my prayer, He said, "Don't give up on Greece." So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give up on Greece. Even though it's not as a quick response, I'm gonna just keep pressing, keep
Now,
advertising, and just hope for the
what
best.
is this?
But
What is the sign
yeah.
up date? What is the deadline for the sign up for the Greece trip?
So the Greece, the booking window is closing May 30th. So I want to make sure that whoever signs up, that I can offer them an affordable payment plan. So that's why I'm doing it so far in advance. I want them to be able to pay the balance as well as pay for the airfare because it can get expensive when you have other bills you have to live.
Right.
So that's why my booking windows are closing. Culture Holidays, who I partner with, they give me like a 30-day grace. So they say, hey, send us a deposit, and they say you have 30 days to get your people. And I can take up to
Yeah.
30 people, but everybody have to
Oh
have their
wow.
deposit. Yeah, they have to have their
Yeah.
deposit in
Mhm.
within that 30 days. So I have a 30-day booking window for it, just to get everybody in and get their spaces held, and then I close it because I want to be able to make sure that I have all my clients on a payment plan to where they have more than enough time to pay off
Okay.
their trip. Yeah.
And how much are the deposits? May I ask? Is that okay to
Um,
ask that?
so the Bali is $100 secures your spot. So
Okay. Okay.
Greece is $200 secures your spot,
Okay.
and the Alaska cruise is $400. So that's the
Secures the
deposit
spot.
amount. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So hey, you have heard it here. Bali, Greece, and also Alaska. And she's just giving the information to pay your deposits. You have the opportunity to also be on payment plan options. So she's got her link there under her name where you can contact her. And hey, it's time for us to see something, y'all. It's time for us to see
Mm,
something other than Galveston and Corpus
right.
Christi. Okay?
Time to
So
get out
let's
of Texas.
listen, it's time to get out of Texas and see some blue water.
Right.
So I'm really excited about that, Keisha. Let's
Mm,
talk a little bit about family and faith. Let's talk about family first. So tell us a
mm,
little bit about your family. I know you have your son,
mm.
but tell us a little bit about your family, your background.
Okay, so my family, me and my son is really the only one here in Texas. The
Okay,
majority of my mother's side of the family is in Virginia, and my
Virginia.
immediate family, yeah, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, born there.
Okay,
And my immediate family is in Detroit, Michigan. So I
right. Okay.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I visit them. I go back to Virginia sometimes, and then I go to Detroit to see my sister, my dad, my nieces and
Mhm.
nephews. But yeah, it's me and my son here in Texas. We've been here almost 5 years in October, so we'll be here almost 5 years in Texas, and I've absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
Texas has been good to me. It has really been good to me and my son. So my family is really, I come from a dysfunctional family. I'll be honest. I come from a
Hey, I do
dysfunctional
too.
family. Yeah,
Me too.
you know,
Wait, wait,
and I and
wait,
I,
Keisha. Keisha, at this
huh?
point, who didn't?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just try to make the most of it. I go
Yeah.
visit them, and I go visit my sister in Detroit, my nieces and nephews. But I'm living now. I'm
Praise
living.
the
I
Lord.
love my family,
I
but I'm
like the way
living.
you said that. I like the
Mhm.
way you said that. Living, not just
Yep.
existing, but living.
Mhm.
I totally
Absolutely.
get that. I totally get that.
Mhm.
Hello, Candy. Candy Usher says hello.
Hello.
Well, she says hi. Miss
Hello,
Candy has
Candy.
entered the room. So, yeah, I totally get that. It's definitely a difference between Candy said yes, living between living and
Mhm.
existing. I mean, existing is just going through the motion, but the Lord when he does a thing, he does it well. And he
Mhm.
is blessing you to grow. I remember when we met, I'm not sure how many months ago it was now. I think it was the end of the year. Was it like
Mhm.
November or December of last year?
Yep, it was.
think
Yeah,
we
your book signed me. Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it was that
Oh, the dinner. The dinner.
yeah,
Yeah,
that dinner,
the vision
that
dinner.
vision dinner, yeah, in Dallas.
Mhm.
So we met at
Yeah.
that vision dinner for the first time, and we sat across from each other, and
Yes.
we exchanged information and just quickly, I don't meet strangers anyway, but you and I just connected and stayed in touch, and now I mean I don't even know how many times we've seen each other and been able to to hang out together. One of my favorite pictures of us was when we took the picture at the table at Mr. U's birthday party.
Oh, yeah,
Me and my
yeah. I like
hey,
that one.
me and my special hair that night.
You was rocking that hair, okay? Yes, you was. You rocked that
Hey,
hair. I loved it.
and my broke phone.
Oh Lord. Please get a new phone. I love you, but new phone.
Hey, Keisha, you want me to take the picture?
No, no, thank you.
No, but
Yeah, that
we
was
always
awesome.
have. Yes, we always have such a good time. But that picture was probably the favorite picture that we've taken together. Candy said, "I'm
Yeah.
going to find that pic." Yes, Candy. It was
Yes.
it was we were color coordinated, even though we didn't plan it that night. And
Yeah.
we were sitting there, and then Mr. U got in one of them with us, but the one that me and you are together, I said, you know what, Keisha, we could have been sisters on that picture.
Right.
Did you think that
Right.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
got that
thought we
same
could have.
round face.
Yeah, I said we could have been sisters on that picture, but it has been amazing getting to know you, and every time we hang out and have the ability, whether we're working together or we're just having lunch or dinner or whatever, it's always nice to just be in your presence. So I have been really fortunate,
Absolutely.
lately to meet so many amazing women, and you know
Mhm.
I mean, it's just, they say women can't get along, women can't this, women can't that. I beg to differ.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. You just
I
gotta
have
have the right
really,
heart. Yeah,
yeah, you
right.
just
Have the
got to
right
have the right
heart.
heart. Yeah. And I have just lately, I mean, here in the last probably 6 months or so, I have just been blessed with so many amazing women in my life and being able to pour into them and them pouring back to me. And Candace said, that's God adding to the table. Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Yes,
Yes,
he is.
ma'am.
Yes, I
And
totally admire
it's just
you. I
amazing.
admire you. I absolutely admire you. When I first met you, I was like, "Oh my God, she's written how many books? I
Oh,
can't get this
Keisha.
one done. I can't get one done, and you on number 9 or 10. I don't know." But yes,
Uh,
absolutely. I admire that. It was, you really sparked just the thing in me where I just needed to get it done. I was struggling in that area. God was telling me to get this done, but I'm like, I wasn't being obedient. I was like, I'm embarrassed of this. It was a lot I was going through, but just to see you and see you
yeah,
have come through and you're published author, I was just so admired. So you were part of the process in helping me just get it done. Absolutely.
thank you,
Yeah.
Keisha. I appreciate that. Don't try
You're
to
welcome.
now listen. Don't try to get all mushy on here. Now we ain't here for mushy.
Right.
No.
I think you needed to hear that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
A lot of you all, y'all inspire me too because it's just the fact that we want something And we know that it takes work to get that thing. You know, the Lord, he gives you the ability, the knowledge, but it still takes physical work on our part, you know, to make it happen. And it's like, what's that song say? Won't stop, can't stop. You
That's
know,
right.
something to that effect. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I may be, you know, my energy level might be on 2, but lights, camera, action, we got to get it going
Right.
because we're going somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And so I thank the Lord for everything that he's doing in my life. And I pray to be a blessing to somebody else because, you know, I will never forget where he brought me from. I will never forget.
Amen.
And that will forever be my story, you know, knowing where the Lord brought me from. I know that it's my purpose to pour into other people and to
Hmm.
encourage other people. And I love that. I love and enjoy pouring into people and trying to push people to their purpose because that's what he did to me. You know,
Exactly.
that's what he did to me. And so,
Hmm.
you know, I love the opportunity to just to be with people and push them. And because I wish I had had that myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
But you know, I mean a natural person. You know, I had the Lord, of
Right.
course, but I mean a
Yeah.
natural person. And so I kind of take pride in being able to, you know, kind of push my sisters and then them push me. And you know, because
Hmm.
it may come a time, sister, that I'll be like, listen, Keisha, I am just exhausted. And you know, in
Yeah.
return, because you love me, because you're my sister, you're gonna tell me the same thing. You need to finish that book. You need to finish that
Yeah.
whatever, you know. But that's
Absolutely.
what we do is we
Mhm.
you know, we're there for each other. And so I really appreciate the sisterhood that I have developed with you, with
Mhm.
several ladies here in these last few months, and just so much support,
I know.
just so much
Yeah.
support. You know, I love when we do our open discussions. And yes, Candy said iron sharpens
Iron
iron. I was
sharpens
thinking
iron.
that, Candy, and I
Amen.
couldn't get it out. So you read
It
my
sure
mind.
does.
Praise him.
Yeah.
But
There's certain
yeah,
seasons in your life you just want to capture and say, "Woo!" You remember the rough seasons, but you remember the blessed seasons along the way. So it's a good
you know
season.
what? I think Keisha that um you know, you've been through some tough seasons as well. I
Hmm.
think that the Lord allows, you know, there's this thing when people say anything you don't have to work for, you don't really appreciate it, right? If it comes easy,
Right.
you don't appreciate it. um you know, we've seen the rough side, we've seen the tough side, and
Hmm.
instead of it making us get to the point of throwing in our towel and giving up, what it did is it pushed us into purpose. That pain, that
Yeah.
struggle, you know, it pushed us into purpose. Instead of
Absolutely.
it, you know, forcing us to look down, it forced us to look up. That's the
Hmm.
way I like to look at it. You
That's
know,
right.
and
Yeah.
people have two options when you meet obstacles. You have the ability to let it push you down and oppress you and just throw the
Hmm.
towel in and just be,
Yeah.
you know, what you are and stay where you're at. Or you have the ability to take what's happening, allow the Holy Spirit to lead you and guide you into recognizing that, you know what, you got to get to the other side of this. You know,
That's right.
um, you're
Exactly.
going through this for a reason. There's a purpose in
Hmm.
this. And I think
That's
so
right.
many times, Keisha, people get caught up. I mean, you
Hmm.
tell me what you think, but I think so many times people get caught up in how overwhelming the situation is, how
Hmm.
trying, you know, it is, whether you lose family, you lose friends, you lose spouses, churches, whatever. But people get
Hmm.
so caught up in whatever, and I call them distractions. Sometimes
Yeah.
we get so caught up in the distractions that we forget there's a purpose why you're being distracted. What is, you know, what is this
Exactly.
distraction trying to keep you from? You ever think like that?
Exactly. I do. I've come through many distractions, and sometimes you can't see past it. You can't see past
Yeah,
where you want to go, and that's where I think people their vision is not big enough. To
yeah,
overcome what you're going through, and you got to keep that vision. You got to make it scare you. You got to make it move you to where you're always trying to reach higher, reach further, and that's
yeah,
where sometimes people just get stuck. They get stuck, and that vision is not big enough. It's not big
yeah,
enough.
yeah. You know, so that made me think of something, and I may not remember the exact phrase, but It's something to the effect like if your vision is small enough that you can accomplish it on your own, that's
Yeah.
not the vision.
Nope.
When the
Nope.
Lord gives you, yeah, when the Lord gives you a vision, it is something so big. You have to
Mm-mm.
every day say, okay, Lord, what are we doing now? Because you have
Yeah.
no clue. You just
Yeah.
know that, okay, he'll show you the end, but he doesn't show you how you get to the end or in the
Mm-mm.
middle. You know, he
Nope.
just shows you you're going to be an author. Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna own a travel company, but he don't tell
Mhm.
you that you're gonna be this and that and that and that
Mm-mm.
before you get to that point, you know.
Yeah.
But thanks be to God, you know, regardless of what we go through, the Lord never leaves us nor forsake us, you know. Miss
Nope.
Candy Usher said, when the enemy brings
Amen.
distraction, God is leading
Leading
to
to another.
another and better road.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Amen.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
If you think
Yes.
about it, if you don't get distracted and you don't never have no kind of trouble, no drama, something going on, there's a problem.
Yep.
Because when you have an assignment from the Lord, there's going to be some friction to try to get you off track and to try to deter the plan of the Lord. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
the good thing about that, like I said, is we can count it all joy because
Mm.
we know
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
we have purposed
That's
in
my
our
Lord. You
minds that
come through it.
we are
Mm-hmm.
going, yeah, it's going to be glory from it, and we're going to get to the other side. What do you
Yeah.
say, Keisha, to the young moms? Whether I shouldn't say young, what do you say to single moms struggling, to single moms who maybe have went through divorce like yourself and myself, you know, young moms at certain points, we were single moms, you know, different situations come along in life that, you know, could have set us back or stopped everything. But instead of
Mm.
saying, woe is me, you know, we were like, okay, but God, right?
But
What
God,
do
yeah.
you say looking at your situation, looking at your story and where the Lord is taking you to now? I mean, and it's even bigger and greater than what it is now, right? Just, I mean,
Mm.
what do you say to that young woman that's thinking about giving up right now? What do you say to her?
Um, you know what? I had to always keep in my mind that it was bigger than me. It was bigger than my current situation. I mean,
Yeah,
when we have children, we don't always think we're going to be single. You know,
yeah, yeah,
sometimes it just happens. You just got to go with the flow. You know, because
yeah,
you got to do what's best for the kids, and that's always what I've done. I mean, I've had it double hard to where my son had autism, so I had a special needs child. I moved 3,000 miles away from home. I moved to California, so I it was especially hard for me being a single mom and you know, dealing with my son diagnosis. And did I want to give up? Did I cry tears? Did I didn't know what how I was going to make ends meet? I went through all of that. But I had
yeah,
this tenacity that you can't teach. You can't teach
yeah,
people. I had this tenacity in within me that I was
yeah.
born to win and I was born to endure and I was going to
Mm,
bounce back from anything that I was going
mm.
through. Divorce,
Praise the Lord.
bankruptcy,
Praise the Lord.
foreclosure, everything I went
Yes.
through, I knew I was going to
Yeah.
bounce back because I had that tenacity, that
Praise
endurance,
the
and that
Lord.
faith, and that strong faith in God. You know,
Praise the Lord.
I
Yeah.
didn't look at the circumstances. You know, I would
Yeah.
tell that mother to just to keep your children first, no matter what. If you're lonely, if you're sad, you're crying an ocean. Keep your children first, because my son kept me going. I loved him enough to do
Yeah.
it for him, to build
Woo, yes.
generational wealth for him. And I said, you know
Yes.
what, man or not, married or not, marital status or not, I was going to make it. And that's the
That's right.
determination that I had. I didn't care
That's
about my
right.
marital status or my relationship status. I had a
Yeah.
determination that was greater.
Yeah.
My why was
Yeah.
greater. It was bigger. Keep
Yes.
your
Yeah.
why bigger than you. Keep it
Yeah.
big because it's
Mm,
going to have
yeah.
to be big in order for you to see that thing on the other side. It's got to be
Preach,
big.
Keisha. Preach. Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. I love it. I love it. Yes. Do not stop. Keep going. It
Mm,
gets better. It gets
yes.
better. Yeah, if we could just if the Lord would just move in the minds of people and they would actually yield themselves to hear his voice so that they would
Hmm.
know. when the storm is going on, there's still peace in the midst of the storm. You've got
Yes.
to be able to see past the storms of life, because life is going to continue to be lifing, as they say.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Candy Usher has a book, Life Be Lifing. Um, so yeah, as the storms of life are lifing, we have to just continue to, press full ahead. She says all things work together for good of them who that love him and are called according to his will and purpose. Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. And that is a blessing in knowing that. A
Mm-hmm.
blessing knowing that. And the Bible
Absolutely.
also says the righteous man has many troubles, but the Lord delivers the righteous out of all their troubles. And I
Mm-hmm.
love
I
that
love
verse
them.
because no matter, that right there says, no matter if we go through bankruptcy, divorce, what abuse, in whatever, that covers everything. That's all inclusive. We
Mm.
know that we're going to get that deliverance because we're seeking him for that deliverance. And the promises of God are yay and amen.
Yeah. Yeah. And seek
So
first the
yes,
kingdom,
I'm
and all these things will be added to you. That
added
that, that
unto
has
you.
been a scripture over my
Yeah.
life. Seek first the kingdom. Matthew 6:33. Every time I
Yes,
hear that in
ma'am.
my spirit, God is
Yeah.
constantly get putting that in my spirit, because you can get so distracted about the things of the world.
Mm,
But he said, seek
yeah.
first the kingdom. So I
That's
seek
right.
first the kingdom. I give
Yeah.
my tithes, I serve, I
Yeah.
volunteer. I always
Yeah.
keep that priority in my life, because every time I seek first the kingdom, he blesses me in ways that I'm be overwhelmed. My mind can't comprehend. So I've always made that a
Yeah.
foundation of my
Over and
life.
over.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what it's about. When we surrender, and I've said this so many times, Keisha. But when we surrender ourselves and when we surrender his will, our will for his will,
Hmm.
and that's putting him first, then he just comes in like a flood with everything that he is going to do. And he'll give you more than what you asked for, because somebody was asking me, did you ask God for this? And I said, I did not.
Hmm.
I asked the Lord for provision for me and my son, my youngest
Hmm.
son. But I also
Yeah.
thought of my oldest son, because I wanted, like you, to leave generational wealth.
Hmm.
I'm
That's right.
now, I'm 48 years old, and the Lord, just done this thing, but he's still
Hmm.
done it to where, I now have a legacy. I now
Right.
have something to leave my children, an inheritance to leave my
Yeah.
children and their children. Like, they will forever be able to see the things that the Lord is enabling me to be able to do. They will be able to continually market these things for revenue, for income.
Right.
And
There you
so,
go.
I would, when it really hit me, Keisha, what the Lord did, I was like, oh, he made me an author. Then the books kept coming, like they kept coming. Then after the
Hmm.
books kept coming, and then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, he not only helped me, wait, first of all, not only, and this is similar for your story as well, the books that he's given us are about things that we thought counted us out.
Mm. Right.
And those things are what actually made us.
Hmm. That's right.
That's a God thing. Yeah.
We got it
Yeah. And
twisted.
so, listen, the things that we didn't want to talk about, we didn't want people to know, blah, blah, blah. Those are the very things he's using to create generational wealth, to be able to bless us, to elevate us, because when he touches a thing, it's good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, yeah, I just strongly encourage people who have aspirations, God-given gifts, abilities, and talents. Give it back to the Lord, because I tell you, when he touches it right. And
That's
so,
right.
this is just really an exciting time for me and for so many people, and men and women.
Hmm.
I kind of have a little favor towards women, but just because
Yeah.
to see us, say us, I mean women and brown women, being
Hmm.
able to walk in our purpose, to be able to stand firm in our truths with the
Right.
Lord, and to know he's got us. We don't have to look for, it over here or over there, and you don't have to compromise
That's right.
anything to be who the Lord calls you to be. It's just amazing. So let's see.
Mm.
Miss Candy said the exact scripture I was
That's what
thinking
I was
of. One of
thinking
the
of.
scriptures. Miss Tracy, hey ladies, hey Miss Tracy.
Hello.
Miss Tracy said, I asked you. I asked you, Tracy, what are we asking? And then Candy
Our
said
message,
this, our
someone's
message,
message.
someone message. Exactly.
That's the truth.
Exactly. And that is true. That is true.
Hmm.
Like, you and I've had, private conversations that, you think that these things are going to be, just so devastating and blah, blah, blah. And you will realize that so many people, I mean, even just hearing what you said earlier, you blessed me. I know I don't like to get emotional and mushy because I be thinking I'm going to start crying the ugly cry or something. I don't want to do the ugly cry, Keisha, but
Yeah,
um,
it's okay.
if people knew, what it took to be
Hmm.
who the Lord
Mm.
has called you to be. I
Yes.
sometimes think to myself, we go out, we get our hair done, nails did, we have all
Right.
these things, we look all cute and stuff. But
Hmm.
if people knew what it cost,
Mm. Right.
it's a whole nother story if they knew the cost. I say the cost of the anointing. Listen, it is
Yes.
expensive.
It's
It's
very
expensive.
expensive.
But God, I
Yep.
wouldn't have it
To
any other
God.
way. I would not have it any other way. Tracy said, "Hey y'all, I asked you, did you do this or did God direct you?"
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Me and Tracy were out to eat, and she asked me because she asked me. She said, "Did you ask God for this?" And I said, "No, I just asked God for provision. I didn't know I was going
Okay.
to be an author, a publisher, nor a TV show host. None of this, I didn't see any. I thought I was just managing dental offices for the last 18 years.
Yeah.
I just been managing dental offices, minding my business and drinking my water.
Right. He gave you
And then
some another
all of a
vision.
sudden, yeah, and then all of a sudden, yeah, me and Tracy talked about that because I said I just asked for provision, but when when you ask him for provision, it's so much more. And she says,
Yes.
as far as provision was concerned, yes. Candy said, just go ahead and cry. Release it. No, Candy, no. I'm not. I'll cry in private. I don't want to do the ugly cry. She
Right.
said, and you said God did this. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, Tracy. And I have to continually give the Lord praise for what he has done because anybody that knew me years ago can
Mm.
attest that this is a God thing.
Mm-mm.
Even my family, even my family will tell you they know for sure this is a God thing, everything, that has happened. I'll say if you knew me 6, 7, 8 months ago and you haven't talked to me in that time, you really don't know me. You really
Mm-mm.
don't
It's
know me.
changed. You
It's
forever
it's so
changing.
listen, a lot has changed. A
Mhm.
lot has changed. But thanks be to God. People don't understand the cost of the
Understand the
oil. No,
cost of the
ma'am, they
oil.
don't.
Mm-mm.
We had to be pressed to produce the right oil. Yes, ma'am. Hey, pressed and crushed.
Mm.
Crushed.
Yep.
Crushed would be more like it. Yeah, beat to a pulp.
That's true for me,
I don't
boy.
mean I don't mean physically, but mentally and emotionally, But
Yeah.
I gotta say something crazy, but um yeah, it's just it's a blessing to find purpose in life and to find purpose to start living as you said and not just
Yeah,
existing.
that's right.
Um so what else, Miss Lakeisha? What is on the horizons for Boyd's travel destinations? I saw something about a tea time travel talk. Kind of tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so tea time and travel talk. This is what I got a vision for. God gave me a vision for it. And it's a way to have some of my agents on. We can promote as well as just talk to
Okay.
our clients about our vendors we work with about different destinations, different cruises. It's just kind of a way for us to engage and connect. So I like to have my agents on. My agents are in California, Detroit, Tennessee. They're all over. So I thought this tea time and travel talk was a way for us to get together, to be able to
Okay.
have some different topics of travel, different destinations, and be able to engage with our clients. So that
Yeah.
was the vision for it ultimately. So it's on Sunday. It will be Sunday, April 14th at 5 p.m. Central Time. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to keep it on Sundays at 5 p.m. Yeah.
And is this going to be
So it's
live on
growing.
Facebook?
Yes, live on Facebook. And I will also try to stream it on YouTube. I'm still working on that, working the account out for that. But hopefully I can get it on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Hmm.
Okay, and that is Tea Time and Travel Talk. Let's Talk
Yes.
Cruises Part 1. That's going to be
Yes.
this Sunday, April 14th at 5 o'clock live on Facebook. So make sure you tune in and show some support for Lakisha as she goes on to talk about the different travel destinations that Boyd's Travel Destinations is offering. Again, the deadline is coming up May 30th for Greece, for
Yes.
Bali, and also for Alaska. So if you are interested in any of those trips, as she mentioned earlier, there are payment plan options, down payments that are really affordable. And listen,
Hmm.
it's part of self-care, guys. Get yourself a trip, an opportunity, something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe if you wanted to travel, didn't have anyone to travel with you, you'll be able to go on these group trips to where you won't have to worry about that at all, because
Yep.
everybody that goes on these trips, as we stated earlier, these international trips, you're going to be ready to
Yep.
have a good time, and you're
Yeah.
not
You're
be
gonna meet a
going to be
friend.
cleaning. Yeah, you're not going to be
Yep.
in that cabin or in that room. You're going to be out and about
Hmm.
having a really good time. And then not only that, in the culture that we're living in right now, to take an international trip, it's definitely best to do it in a group. I will say
Absolutely.
that too.
Yeah.
I think this group
It's
thing is
safer.
really good. It's a lot safer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tracy said, amen. Candy said, and
Hmm.
thoroughly burned through. Yeah, we were talking about the things that people go through. Miss Doris has entered the
Oh.
scene. Doris said, awesome. And then Miss Tracy said, I need a trip. Okay,
Okay.
Tracy. So we
Call me.
have Alaska, Bali, and Greece.
Greece.
And so you can
Yeah.
reach out to Lakisha Boyd and kind of get
Yes.
more information about that. But she's got 3 upcoming group trips that,
Yes.
again, affordable down payments and payment options to where you can get booked. And she said, awesome, awesome. So, yeah. All right. So we've got a lot coming up in the month of, what month are we in? We're in April. What else do you
April.
have? I know you're going to be May the 18th. You're going to be in Dallas at the there's going to be a fashion show that Mr. U's having. I know you're going to be there as a
Yes.
vendor there. What else?
Yes.
Where else can people see you coming up here lately? Do you have any other appearances that they can come out and see you in person?
In April, yes, that was one. I will be at the Spring Fling at the bookstore. Would that be tomorrow?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll come out
that's
to that.
Saturday. So you're
Uh-huh.
coming.
Yeah,
Okay,
Saturday.
very good.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were coming. So I'm happy to
I'm
know that.
see. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Okay.
be a vendor, but I'll be there to support. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I'm so happy to hear that. I like to see faces that are familiar. Very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an event. I'll be there as well. I'll be a featured author as well as I believe I'm supposed to be a presenter.
Okay.
That is a new business deal that I have going on with the Doc Bookshop. My books
Hmm.
are available there at the Doc Bookshop, I think, since about a couple weeks ago. And so
Okay.
the Spring Fling will be there Saturday from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's in Fort Worth, the Doc Bookshop. So Lakeisha and I will both be there. If you are in the
Yes.
Dallas, Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, any of those areas, just come by and say hello. Especially if you've been watching or following, just come by, come out and support and say hello. Well, Keisha, we are coming to a close. What would you like to say? What else would you like to say as far as about either your book or either the travel company that maybe would just inspire someone else? Again, I just really like to hear words that are inspiring to people, especially the book, Sis, Be Your Entrepreneurial Self. What do you want to say to our guests as we come to a close?
Okay, so my book, Be Your Entrepreneurial Self, is just speaking to women entrepreneurs. It's just a story to inspire. I've always found that no matter what obstacle or challenge or how my personal life was in shambles, I've always found um, business has always brought me through, whether it
Yeah.
be selling a product or offering a service or just using my talents to bless others. I've always found that that was the foundation to any problem I was going through. So that's what my book is going to be about. It's going to be talking to that inner entrepreneurial woman that needs that
Mhm.
encouragement, that needs that uplifting spirit to know that no matter what your life is, you can work your business, you can get through
Amen.
it, you can be dedicated, you can be determined, and your business can help you, help you come through everything you're going through. So throughout my life, I mean, I've been in business as much as I can remember, and I've always had that spirit. I've always been a hard employee. So
Yeah.
I've always found a business to bring me through. And I just say it's a part of my DNA now. So
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be about. My a little bit about my story, but also speaking to entrepreneur women that just needs to know that you believe in yourself, but just self belief and just work your business and you'll get through it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Amen. I think that's beautiful, beautiful. I was just sitting here thinking, you used to have your spa business. If I had known you when you had your spa business, I probably would have spent
Mhm.
most of my money in that spa.
I know.
just,
Yes,
just to
yes,
relax,
yes.
you know.
Yes,
My
I had a
strawberry.
spa business 5 years
Yeah,
in California, and it was everything. I absolutely loved it. But like I said, I had to being a single mom. It was just hard with the overhead.
right.
Now I'm a remote travel agent where I can work from home, where I can hire. I mean, I can promote my business from home, and I can have other agents within the over the U.S. So I feel like this was a better opportunity for me and allowed me to be able to
Yeah,
work from home. So to make that transition and do what's best for you. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's amazing. Now, I want to ask you, when we started, I think when we met each other back in December, you had like one or two agents on your brand at that time. How many agents do we have on the Boyd's Travel Destinations at this time?
10 agents. It's been a process.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a
Whoa.
process. Just
Yeah.
finding the right people and it's just really, who wants to work from home, who looks at this opportunity and say, hey, I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to be committed
Yeah.
to no matter what obstacles you're going through. And I have a lot of agents that work full time. So it's kind of hard for
Yeah.
them to be able to work their full time job and be able to, build their travel business. So that's where
Yeah.
I come in. I mentor them. I help them, with marketing, how to promote it on, social media, how to do the marketing. I make sure I'm a living proof. I'm living example. I
Yeah.
am a leader that I don't like to tell
Leads.
anybody
Yeah.
to do anything I have not done. And I
Yeah.
believe in
Love that.
that. And everything, every advice that I give my agents, you better believe I did it myself, you know. And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
show them, I go to networking events, I network with the community, I volunteer at my
Yes.
church, just being that living
Yeah.
entrepreneurial proof that it can be
Yeah.
done. It can be done.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Keisha is
So
a boss. I remember we were at an event a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, so now, and I remember we were taking a lot of pictures at the end of the event, and I came over and I was like, Keisha, you're not taking no pictures, and you were like, I'm signing up an agent.
yeah, yes.
And so, yeah, Keisha was like, yeah, I'll take some pictures later. I'm over here signing up agents. I was like, oh,
Yes, I'm
so
just a walking billboard. I've
yeah,
become a walking billboard. This opportunity, I'm maximizing it. I feel like you have
yeah,
opportunities in life. It's just how you use them and how you maximize them. So I tell my agents that I'm like, this an opportunity it could be as big as you want it to be. It can be as
that's right.
big as you want it to be. You got to believe in it. You got to put in the work. I put in the work. 40, 50
Yeah.
hours a week. I built this thing. I'm 9 months
Yeah.
in, and I'm doing
Oh yeah.
international group trips. 9 months.
Yes,
It can
ma'am.
be
Yes,
done.
ma'am.
It can
It
be
can be
done
done. You're doing it.
when
You
you
are
believe
doing it.
it.
It's true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah.
am so proud of you. I salute you. I am so proud of you. I mean, the sky is the limit. Like I said, when I met you, you had about 2 agents, you're up to 10. And hey, it won't stop here. You're going to
Mm-mm.
keep on growing with your company. And, it is, it's limitless. I mean, when
Yeah.
God touches a thing, obviously, when He
Mm-hmm.
touches it, I mean, it's just no stopping it. So, again, I'm so happy that you took the time tonight to allow me to interview you here on the platform.
Thank you.
Amazing things going on in your life. Remember, Bali, Greece, and Alaska trips coming up. She gave you the information, her website down at the bottom where you can actually contact her to get more information on those trips. She also gave the information for the deposits as well as the payment plan options. And so, listen, if you are truly interested in traveling, make sure to contact Lakisha Boyd at Boyd's Travel Destinations. Also, like she said just a few minutes ago, this is a remote job that you can actually do part-time. So if you're interested in being a travel agent and learning more about, being a part of her team, she has those opportunities as well. So Keisha, I love you, sis. Thank you
I
so
love
much
you.
for being on
Thank
the
you.
platform. And I will see you Saturday. I'm so happy
All
to
right. See
know.
you
I will see you
Saturday.
on Saturday. Yes, ma'am. Stay tuned. Hold on just a moment, Keisha. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in
Bye
for
bye.
another edition of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. It has been an amazing night, and I thank you for staying tuned. Thank you.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, email Stephanie at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com.